This is the Dark Lord of the Sith, Emperor Palpatine, and you're watching Displaying Model Behaviour. Good!
There's a new Street Fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk Spider-Man No Way Home. Alright, spoilers, guys, okay? Big old boom, spoiler warning. Alright, we're talking about everything in the film because we are talking about what might be included in the next Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home wave. This has not been confirmed or anything, this is pure speculation, but it seems baffling to even consider that Hasbro, Disney, Marvel might not want to just print the money for these figures, because even I would buy some of these figures because, oh my goodness, Spider-Man No Way Home was a game changer. So if you haven't seen it yet, then I don't even mind saying, switch off this video. I've already got the click. So it's absolutely fine, but we are going to talk about what is in this film because it was an incredible film, rocked my socks off, and it needs to be represented in action figure form. So this is my perfect Spider-Man No Way Home Wave 2. So coming in, we're going to do a big wave, but not an unreasonable wave. 7 figures plus a bath, and that is something that Marvel, Hasbro do. The Age of Apocalypse wave, I'm pretty sure, was 7 figures plus a bath. So it's not me just daydreaming. Right, so first of all, we got a whole lot of villains to account for, alright? So the biggest antagonist and one of the coolest parts of Spider-Man No Way Home was, of course, the Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe absolutely killing the game, as if he just hasn't missed a beat from the last 20 years. Apparently even did all of his own stunts and fight scenes and everything. What an absolute legend. And their design for the Green Goblin was perfect. That's what was so amazing about Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like if I wrote out a wish list of everything I wanted and said, like, this is my fairy tale fantasy of what I want to see there, and they looked at it and went, okay, yep, we'll do that. They nailed it. What I always said about the Green Goblin costume was that the undersuit, the bodysuit, that looked cool. Just the mask was awful, and why didn't he just have some rags or something to give him that goblin sort of look? And that's what they did. I love the fact that in the movie, they smashed the Goblin mask like first thing. It was like, okay, we know all the criticisms. We're not dumb to it. So there you go. Mask is gone. And then we just have Willem Dafoe's face, because that's all you need. You seen Willem Dafoe? Like, he doesn't need any prosthetics or anything. He can make himself look terrifying. And then the fact that he had his goblin armor, but then he literally had a purple jumper and a green coat. You see him wearing that and you're like, oh, that's going to look amazing when that gets ripped up. And it did. Oh, wonderful. So to have that in action figure form, then for a brief moment at the end, he has the goggles as well, and the rags over him, and the goblin glider. Oh, take all my money. I'm fine. You can even make it one of your ridiculously inflated prices, Hasbro, and I will still pay it, because that alone would be an amazing figure. There were a lot of redemptions in Spider-Man No Way Home, and one of the big ones was, of course, Electro. Jamie Foxx's Electro gets the chance to actually have a realistic character with complex nuances, and gosh, he looked like a badass as well. It was so great to just see, like, Jamie Foxx, not weird purple blue guy, but actually Jamie Foxx, because that dude is an absolute don. He's just walking bags of charisma and badassity, you know, kind of like myself. So to see him represented in action figure form, I love the fact that they incorporated the arc reactor as well. And when you watch the movie, they give him so much more. There's so much more going on. It's like, he's not just like, oh, Spider-Man doesn't remember my name. Oh, it's my birthday. Oh, I ain't got no friends. No, he was actually like, I want to be a powerful guy. And I can see this chance to be powerful, and you're trying to drain this from me. I could be someone like, so much better, and he acted his socks off. He was amazing, and the design, I love that they gave him just a glimmer of the electricity over the face. You could give like a translucent effect that you can clip onto the face. That would look incredible. Then a bit of lightning crackling, and I thought his Electro suit actually looked a lot like what Whiplash wore in Spider-Man 2. Not Spider-Man 2, what am I saying? Iron Man 2. It's because I was trying so hard to think of the name Whiplash. But it was similar, like straps and buckles and all very like sort of, bodged together at home, which shows he's a smart dude as well. So I loved that look for Electro. And the fact they kind of incorporated the fireman uniform as well, just so perfect. Yeah, as a figure, that would look great. Now it's time to bring in the first surprise, but not really surprise, because come on, we knew Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and it was just so great to see him in the film, and the fact that time has passed since Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that character has changed and grown, and it's not just picking up where we left him, and that was amazing to see, and the fact that he's gone from being this cocky, cocksure, cock of the walk, cock-a-doodle-doo Spider-Man to actually the most neurotic and damaged of all three. And you felt, oh gosh, my heart broke for him because I didn't like him in the Spider-Man movies originally. And now you feel so bad for him. You want to put the kettle on and give him a hug, And then he gets his redemption at the end by saving the person. I just ran out of words. It was so great. So yes, give Andrew Garfield his due in new Marvel Legend form, in that great Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume, an unmasked head with that glorious, thick, crazy Andrew Garfield hair that he has. Absolute winner. Now a big one, and one that could be a deluxe figure as well. So it's a bit difficult because you want to get these all in one wave. But maybe you could have a wave of 6 and a Build-A-Figure and then a deluxe figure. Kind of like the Spider-Man Retro wave then had the Kingpin in as well. Although that didn't have a Build-A-Figure, so, fudge this one around with me, alright? Either way, what I'm talking about is Doc Ock. Doc Ock, another wonderful highlight of the movie. The fact that he had a full character arc with growth and progression and redemption. So wonderful. Now, the reason I'm saying maybe not a single figure is because those arms are big. Like, if you want to represent those arms properly, that is a lot of plastic. And I think Hasbro would see the budget for that and go, ooh, they'd pull that Michael Scott face, that sort of look. So maybe he wouldn't be in a normal wave. But oh my goodness, with those great tentacles with the huge big pincers on the end, he would look so cool. And you could do 2 different versions if you want, Hasbro. You listening now? Kind of caught your attention there, because you can do the regular ones, and you can do the ones that have the gold and red nanotechnology on there, which was so awesome to see. I love that moment in the film when he just pairs up the arms with his suit, and he's like, well, that was easy. So yeah, Doc Ock, so great in the movie, and would look so great on our shelves. Now we've got an interesting one, which is the Sandman. And of course you would think, well, Sandman, that's got to be a huge big bath type figure, but not really, because the whole film, except for like a couple of scenes, he's just normal human sized. And also I was surprised that he was sandy all over, all the time. And it was during the live stream, a few folks told me, because I don't read a lot of behind the scenes stuff, that apparently the actor, is it Thomas Hayden Church? Is that his name? Apparently he wasn't able to do the acting in person. I'm not sure if it was a health thing or scheduling or what. Hope he's okay. But either way, they couldn't really have him as himself. So that's why he was sandy the whole time. I thought they just kept him sandy so that at the end, when he gets cured, you could see the transition from sand back to being human again. But apparently that wasn't the case. Either way though, a regular 6-inch scale Sandman, you see, I was giving out about the Spider-Man Retro Wave Sandman being too small. But this actually is a time when it would make sense to have a, equivalent of 6 foot tall or 5'11" Sandman, because that's how he appeared most of the time, just walking around getting sand everywhere, and that in itself, it would be a great addition to that almost Sinister Six. Now of course we've got the OG, the man himself, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And I gotta say, again, I was corrected in the live stream, I thought they de-aged him. Apparently, he said, no de-aging for me. This is what you're getting. And my goodness, what we got was a Tobey Maguire who looks like he hasn't aged in 20 years. God bless him. He looked fantastic. I think because I'd seen so much concept art that like fan edits that people had done where they made him look really old. And I was like, oh, that's what Tobey Maguire looks like. No, Tobey Maguire looks like he did pretty much in 2003. And I love that in the movie, they made him like a bit more of an experienced Spider-Man. And I like that he's kind of got a happy ending, even though he did say like, it was complicated, but we made it work. And that's really lovely. So Tobey Maguire looked fantastic in the film. His costume still looked fantastic. We've never had a like modern Marvel legend of the iconic Sam Raimi costume. I know we've had action figures of it back in the past, but not like as we know modern Marvel legends. So to see that with an Andrew Garfield, sorry, what am I saying? We're getting an Andrew Garfield one already on my list. Tobey Maguire, unmasked face, that would be absolutely wonderful. Now the penultimate figure, I'm going to skip up to the Builder figure, which needs to be, I think, the Lizard. And the Lizard was one that I think they didn't really change the design at all from The Amazing Spider-Man. And that was almost kind of a shame, but not a huge thing. But I always thought that design was a little bit goofy looking. I think a lot of people, myself included, wanted more of a lizard snout. He still looked a little bit too much like a Goomba from Mario. But still, he was well represented. He had some fun moments in the film, but he didn't do a huge amount. He was probably the least involved of the Sinister Six, but that's fine because he still didn't need to have much more. He was just there for the moments, and that was fine. And he had the great line about, I can't believe she's his girlfriend. Like, that made me chuckle. So still, he's a big and bulky enough character that he would definitely be worthy of Build-A-Figure status. So when you've got that massive, mean, menacing lizard on the shelf, he's going to tie things up beautifully. And the final design that I was so pleased to see, which is why I kept it till the end of this, again, with my wish list of things that I wanted, my biggest one was take away all the Stark Tech toys. That's my biggest gripe with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, was that he was just funded by, he was Iron Man, essentially. And then they went, don't worry, Dave, we heard you, and that's fine. They gave me what I wanted. They took all the tech away at the end of the movie, and we finally got Spider-Man in his homemade, stitched together, red and blue spandex costume. And for the couple of seconds it was on screen, it looked glorious. And that is what I want. Oh my goodness. If we could get a figure. Because also, I just want to see what that figure costume looked like more, because you only saw it so briefly and it's at nighttime in the snow, and I was just so giddy with happiness by that point that I couldn't even take anything in. So I want to see what that figure looks like in 1/12 form scale, so we can just bask in classic Tom Holland in his iconic, real, proper Spider-Man costume. Nothing would make me happier. I'd be thrilled to get that. And guys, that is my Spider-Man No Way Home Wave 2, not predictions, but wish list. And honestly, if any of that comes to fruition, I would have to buy into the MCU figures, because I gotta get that. Especially, I would even go back and buy the Vulture Deluxe figure, because then you've got the Sinister Six. I mean, how awesome is that? Gosh, then I'd have to get Mysterio as well, and you see how this happens? Slippery slope. But oh my goodness, that would make me so happy. So guys, what did you think of Spider-Man No Way Home? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. And what do you think you'd like to see in your own No Way Home wave? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, throwing a few shekels my way and catching some of the exclusive videos on there. And also, if you want to rock one of these badass looking displaying model behavior t-shirts, you can do by going over to teespring.com. Check the link in the description below, and if you get one, then please send me a picture of yourself wearing it. It's so cool to see folks rocking the merch, and I can include that in future videos if you would like me to. I'm not going to go splashing your image all over the internet if you don't want me to. Come out, The Undertaker. I'll make you famous, whether you want me to or not. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.